Welcome students, my name is Tarun Sasdeva. This is my lecture 5th on basic element of mechanical engineering. Before starting before starting today's lecture, I request you to please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and our YouTube channel. In last class, we have studied the analysis of first law on closed system, and based on that, we have understood how the energy balance can be done for the closed system. And also, we have studied about the work done for different processes in case of closed system. That work done is also known as the boundary work, as the work is a boundary phenomena, and we have also understood in last class that the work is a path function which depends upon the type of process which will occur, and its value depend upon the path it takes to change the state. Okay, so today we'll discuss about the energy analysis, and the application of first law of thermodynamics for the open system or flow processes. So before starting that analysis, we need to understand what are the types of flow that occurs, and in that the first one is steady flow or unsteady flow. So what is steady flow? Steady flow is a type of flow in which the properties of the system or properties of the flow will not change with respect to time, will not change with respect to time. What does it mean? Actually, it means that suppose there is a flow occurring in a device like a nozzle, and at the input, and this is the output. As water is flowing in this duct or in this nozzle, if this flow is to be steady, what is the condition is that the property such as the temperature, pressure, velocity, mass, or some these properties should not change with respect to time for a particular point, for a particular, that is particular point, or on a fixed given point. So what does it mean for a given point? Suppose at this point, which is 1, and at this point 2, if the flow is steady, in that case what will happen with respect to time, the velocity at these point will not change. Suppose we are taking the measurement of velocity at time t is equals to 1 second at point 1 and 2, and the velocities are v1 and v2. Now if we are again measuring the velocity after time t is equals to 2 seconds, at that time the velocity at 1 and 2 has to be equals to v1 and v2. So that means the property at a particular point, it means at point 1 and at point 2, the velocity are not changing. If suppose at time 2, the velocity at point 2 will change from v2 to v3, some other value v3, then it says that this type of flow is not a steady flow and it is a unsteady flow. Unsteady means the property of the flow will change with respect to time. Okay, so basically steady flow में हमें ये समझना जरूरी है कि प्रॉपर्टी विल नॉट चेंज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, यस, बट टाइम के साथ साथ वो जरूरी ये भी है कि वो पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट के लिए विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए. बट इस फ्लो में आप देख सकते हैं कि इस कोऑर्डिनेट पे और इस कोऑर्डिनेट पे वेलोसिटीज डिफरेंट है. सो ये वेलोसिटी डिफरेंट हो सकती है कोऑर्डिनेट के रिस्पेक्ट में, बट टाइम के रिस्पेक्ट पे दे नीड नॉट टू चेंज फॉर अ steady flow. So that is a steady flow. If the property changes with respect to time, then it is a unsteady flow. Okay. Now, most of the devices in case of analysis under thermodynamics, such as turbine, compressor, nozzle, diffuser. These all devices, heat exchanger, are under the flow of study. All the flow which are occurring in these devices is a study flow in many cases. Okay, if it is not mentioned, then it has to be mentioned that this type of flow is unstudied. Okay, now next one is uniform flow or non-uniform flow. What is first uniform flow? Uniform flow means that properties of the flow of the flow will not change with respect to coordinates, or point, we can say, at a given time. So what does it mean? Suppose again taking an similar example, that there is a nozzle in which water is passing from inlet to outlet. So if this flow has to be uniform flow, what is the condition? The condition says that the property of the flow will not change or should not change with respect to the coordinate or point. So coordinate or point means at a particular time. So at a particular time means, suppose I am measuring the velocity again at this point, at this point 1 and 2. These are the different coordinate 1 and 2. This is the nearest to the inlet and this is nearest to the outlet. So these are two different coordinate. Now property should not change with respect to coordinate. It means for a particular time, suppose I am measuring the velocity at time t is equals to 1 second. At this time, the velocity at this point and velocity at this point has to be equal. It means V2 has to be equals to V1. So this type of flow will known as what? The uniform flow. If this condition does not exist, then this type of flow will known as non-uniform flow. What it means? That property will change with respect to coordinate at a given time. It means these velocity will not be similar, then that case will be the flow of non-uniform flow. Understand? Uniform flow means with respect to coordinates, property should not change for a given time. It means at time t is equals to 1 second, the v1 has to be equals to v2, and at time t is equals to 2 second, again the velocity at v1 is, suppose at point 1 is not v1, it is v1 dash. Okay, and velocity at v2 is what? v2 dash. So in case of uniform flow, again at time is equals to 2 second, these velocity has to be equal. So it means for a given time, if I am seeing at this particular time, the velocity at every coordinate has to be same. Then only it is a uniform. Understand? So steady flow gives the condition of the variation with respect to time, and the uniform flow will give the variation of with respect to coordinate. Understand? Now, next one is compressible flow and incompressible flow. So first we'll understand what is compressible flow. Compressible means what does it mean? The variation of density during the flow should be there, है ना? It means the compressible flow means that density variation should not be equals to 0. If such type of flow is occurring, at this flow is known as compressible flow. Understand? This is a compressible flow. What is incompressible? So incompressible flow are those flow in which the density variation is 0. It doesn't matter the variation is with respect to time or with respect to coordinate. It is mandatory that the density should not vary with respect to time and with respect to coordinate for a incompressible flow, such as all the flow of fluids in many cases is comes under the incompressible flow, such as water. If water is flowing in a pipe, then we can consider that the density of the water will not change during the flow of water. So that is why it is considered under incompressible flow. So all the flows I have considered, which is important in case of thermodynamics and further analysis. Now, next, we need to understand what is the conservation principle of mass or conservation of mass principle. As we know, the conservation means that it is the variation or sorry, the generation or destruction of the mass cannot be take place. Similarly, the heat cannot be take place. So, what it gives that total mass entering the system or control, CV is what? Control volume during delta T minus total mass leaving the control volume during that similar delta T should be equal to what? The change of mass within the system or control volume during the delta T. If we need, if I want to write an equation, what I'll do, the mass entering the system minus mass going out of the system should be equal to the change of mass of the control और system. ओपन सिस्टम को हम क्या बोलते हैं? कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम भी बोलते हैं, है ना? ये हमने पहले भी सीखा है. सो दिस इज द इक्वेशन विच इज सिमिलर टू द केस ऑफ आर energy balance, energy conservation. Okay, in rate of mass form, if we want to write this equation in terms of rate of time or with respect to time, then the rate of mass of the flow or the flow entering the system minus rate of mass leaving the system should be equal to the change of mass of the system with respect to time. So this equation will help you to analyze further for the flow system or open system. Next, mass balance for a steady flow process. Now, as we know, the in further lectures or in further analysis of thermodynamics, we will be dealing mostly with the steady flow process. So that is why steady flow, it is very important to understand how the equation changes with respect to steady flow processes. Okay, as this equation is valid for any process. Okay, but in case of steady flow, as we have already understood, the steady flow is those flow in which the property will not change with respect to time. Okay, if those property are not changing with respect to time, so considering the equation of mass balance, which says that the mass entering the system minus mass leaving the system should be equal to the change of mass of the control volume, है ना? Suppose this is your control volume and the mass coming in is from two sides. One is this and one is this. There are two input, two inlet for this control volume and one output for this control. Under the steady state, as this control volume, the steady flow process says that the property should not change of the system with respect to time. If you see that this is what, if we write this equation with respect to time, that what is the mass flow rate coming into the system and what is the mass flow rate going out of the system with respect to time will come to this equation. Okay, now as the delta T, the variation of delta M with respect to T is 0, so we can write this equals to 0. Now solving this equation for steady flow, it comes to be what? Mass coming into the system will be mass going out of the system. So this is the equation of mass balance for a steady flow processes. Okay, so this is the mass balance for steady flow process. What it says that total mass coming into the system will become equals to the total mass going out of the system. If we want to analyze this control volume, in this case the mass coming to the system total is equals to what? M1 dot plus M2 dot. What we need to do for finding out M dot in is equals to, we need to add up or sum up all the mass entering into the system. So this is 2 plus 3. Now if we need to find out for a steady flow process what is m out, then it will be equals to m in according to the mass balance of or mass conservation of the system. So this is what 5. So it comes out to be 5 kg per second. This is the mass balance of steady flow processes or open system. Now, for there are some special cases. In case of incompressible flow, what will happen for steady incompressible? It is, we are coming from this equation. Now, this is a mass balance for a steady flow process. Now, if the flow is steady and also incompressible, then what will happen? As you know, the mass is in, for a steady flow process, mass in is equals to mass out. Now mass can be written as what? Density into the volume flow rate coming into the system and density of the inlet of the system, oh sorry, flow. Now this is can be written as this, okay, out of the system. Yes, if you how I have written this, you can also see this by the unit balance. This is kg per meter cube, and this is what? The volume flow rate, meter cube per second. So meter cube, say meter cube cancel, and it comes to be kg per second, which is mass. So this is the formula of this. If the flow is what? Incompressible flow and also steady, so this equation is valid. Now if it is incompressible, so the incompressible means the density variation will be 0. It means density at the inlet will be equal to the density at the outlet. So this will cancel and this equation will come out to be like what? Q, the volume flow rate coming into the system or control volume will be equals to the volume flow rate going out of the system or control volume. Okay, so as you know, the volume flow rate is what? A V1, sorry, it is, we can write it as A into V in is equals to A into V out. So this is the equation which you have studied. A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2. This is very general equation which you have come across till your 12th. Okay. So this is valid for only what? Steady flow process, steady flow incompressible processes. So flow should be steady and incompressible. Then only you can apply this equation. Okay, such as for the case of water. Water is the flow of water in a pipe or in a nozzle or in a device can be considered as steady if the condition exists, and it is incompressible because the density variation for a water is negligible. Then only you can apply for water A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2. Clear? Next, we can do an example based on the concept that we have learned till now, that a garden house attached with a nozzle is used to fill a 40-liter bucket. The inner diameter of the house is 2 centimeter and it reduces to 0.8 centimeter at the nozzle exit. If it takes 50 seconds to fill the bucket with water, determine first of the volume and mass flow rate of water through the house. B, the average velocity of water at the nozzle exit. So what is the condition that they have given? That this is there is a person who is filling a bucket with water through a pipe which has a nozzle. Now the dimension of the nozzle is given and the capacity of this bucket is also given, which will take 50 seconds to fill it. It will take 50 seconds to fill this bucket. Now he wants to know what is the volume and the mass flow rate. of the water and the average velocity through the nozzle. Okay, so first of all, if we write given values, what are the given values? That the size of the bucket, which is in liter, that can be written as 4 into 10 की पावर -3 मीटर क्यूब. लीटर को कन्वर्ट किया मीटर क्यूब में. Now the diameter d1, which is 2 centimeter, this is the inner diameter, this is the outer diameter of the nozzle, and the time that will take to fill it is 50 seconds. Now we need to find out these terms. First, A, which is that what is the volume flow rate through this nozzle. Now you know that the size, the volume flow rate Q can be given by the volume by time. As you know, the volume of the bucket is what? That is 40 liter, and time it takes is 50 seconds to fill it. So what will be the volume flow rate? Will be equals to V by T, which is 40 into 10 की power -3 divided by 50. So it comes out to be what? 40 into 10 की power -3 divided by 50. So it is around 8 into 10 की power -4 meter cube per second. So this is what the volume flow rate. Now he wants to know what the mass flow rate. So mass flow rate will be is equals to, as this is a water, we can write the density into Q dot will be mass flow rate. Yes or no? This is the density of water. We know 1000, and Q we have already find out. So it comes out to be 0.8 kg per second. This is very simple. Okay. Next, B part, the average velocity of water at the nozzle exit. Now Q dot is equals to what? A and V. So the which velocity he wants to know? At the exit of the nozzle. So we can apply this at the exit of the nozzle. As we know, the area is what? Pi by 4 into d2 square into velocity at 2 exit will be equals to this. Okay, if we'll do the calculations, pi by 4 into d is what? 0.8 into 10 की power -2, or I can write this as 0.008 square in meter. I have written this in meter into V2 is equals to Q dot. So Q dot is what? 8 into 10 की power -4. So after calculating 8 into 10 की power -4 into 4 divide by pi into 0.008 square will give you the velocity, that is V2 is equals to 15.91 meter per second. Okay, so that is how we can solve these problems. Understand? Next is that the flow work and the energy of a flowing fluid. This is the basic concept which we need to understand before understanding the enthalpy. Okay, as you know, enthalpy can be written as H is equals to U plus PV, and I have also told you in the previous lectures that I will explain you what is this PV. This is what flow work and how it comes out flow work. Okay, so this is the topic which I want to understand in this slide. Suppose this is a control volume in which there is a device. There is a device in which there is a fluid, or a fluid is coming and leaving the this control volume at the outlet. This is the outlet of the control volume, and this is the inlet of the control volume. Now, as you know, when the fluid comes into the system, the fluid particles will pushes the fluid particle which are ahead of the fluid particles, and this push will give a force and a displacement to the particles, and this energy will goes into the system. दिस विल वर्क हाउ, अंडरस्टैंड दिस। जैसे ही सपोज करो कि होता क्या है कि जैसे ही हमारा कोई भी फ्लूइड किसी भी सिस्टम में एंटर करता है, सपोज ये एक डक्ट है जिसमें हमारा एक फ्लूइड है जो कि किसी एनर्जी को लेकर के उसकी एक अपनी एनर्जी होगी और वो इस कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम में इनलेट हो रहा है ना। तो उसके इनलेट होने में होता क्या है, जैसे कि ये पार्टिकल्स है, सपोज द फ्लूइड इज समथिंग लाइक दिस, है ना, कि ये पार्टिकल्स हैं और इसके पीछे भी पार्टिकल्स होंगे उसी फ्लूइड के, है ना, ये भी कुछ पार्टिकल्स हैं। सो होगा क्या कि जैसे ही ये फ्लूइड पार्टिकल, ये फ्लूइड इसके अंदर अगर ये आगे मूव कर रहा होगा तो हो रहा क्या होगा कि ये जो पीछे के फ्लूइड है ये इसको कुछ पुश कर रहे होंगे जिससे ये फ्लूइड आगे जा रहा होगा। सिमिलर हो रहा होगा ये आगे वाले पार्टिकल्स पे, है ना। तो उससे क्या होता है, ये एग्जांपल आप ऐसे देख सकते हो, जैसे हम किसी कमरे में, सपोज करो हम एक लाइन में लगे हैं और कमरा बंद है बाहर से, है ना, और हमने एक एक टाइम के बाद वो कमरा खुलने वाला है ना, और हम उसका वेट कर रहे हैं और बाहर हम एक लाइन में लगे हुए हैं, है ना। सो होगा क्या, जैसे ही रूम खुलेगा, आप जो भी पहला पर्सन होगा आप हमेशा देखेंगे, आप खुद फील करेंगे कि उसको एक पुश पीछे से महसूस होगा। तो वो अगर वो जो पर्सन जो लाइन में लगे हुए एक एक लोग हैं, है ना, उसको आप एक फ्लूइड में एक पार्टिकल की तरह समझे, तो वो पार्टिकल भी एक वही पुश महसूस कर रहे होंगे जो आप कर रहे होंगे। तो वो पुश जो फोर्स है वो एक डिस्प्लेसमेंट भी दे रहा होगा, अगर वो डिस्प्लेसमेंट भी दे रहा होगा तो वो एक वर्क भी कर रहा होगा, और वो वर्क क्या होगा, एक एनर्जी के फॉर्म में क्या करेगा, कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम में इनलेट होगा। ये कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम में इनलेट होगा तो इस एनर्जी को भी हमें कंसीडर करना होगा, क्योंकि हमें हर टाइप की एनर्जी को कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम में एनालिसिस करने के टाइम पे उसको कंसीडर करना है। सिमिलर केस क्या होगा कि जब वो एग्जिट कर रहा होगा तो भी वो सेम ही तरीके का फोर्स वर्क को लेकर के, एनर्जी को लेकर के कंट्रोल वॉल्यूम से बाहर जा रहा होगा। नाउ वी नीड टू फाइंड दैट एनर्जी, व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ दैट एनर्जी। नाउ सपोज करो कि ये वो फ्लूइड पार्टिकल है, ठीक है, जिसका जिसका प्रेशर, मास, वॉल्यूम कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज हैं, और उसके पीछे की जो जो फोर्स एक्सर्ट कर रही है, लेट अस कंसीडर दैट दैट पार्टिकल्स एज अ पिस्टन, ओके, एज अ पिस्टन। नाउ दिस पिस्टन विल पुशेस द this layer of fluid, and the fluid will displayed by a amount of this length L. Now what will be the work done by this piston will be equals to what, force into length। yes, क्या फोर्स लगाया उसने और क्या लेंथ उसने डिस्प्लेस की। नाउ ये फोर्स जो है वो क्या लिखा जा सकता है, प्रेशर इनटू एरिया इनटू लेंथ। यस, दिस फोर्स कैन बी रिटन एज प्रेशर इनटू एरिया। और वो प्रेशर कौन सा होगा, वो प्रेशर, ये प्रेशर भी हो सकता है कि जो ये फोर्स पर यूनिट एरिया इस सरफेस पे जो पार्टिकल्स के लग रहा है, या फिर जो इससे पहले वाली है वो इसका अपोज कर रही है, दोनों प्रेशर सेम होंगे, है ना, एक्शन और रिएक्शन की वजह से। सो ये प्रेशर इनटू एरिया इनटू लेंथ। नाउ वी कैन राइट दिस एरिया, दिस इज द एरिया, एंड लेंथ विल बी इक्वल टू व्हाट, वॉल्यूम, वॉल्यूम ऑफ फ्लो, है ना। सो दैट इज P इंटू V। नाउ दिस वर्क, this flow work is the work done by the layer of a fluid to input the fluid into the control volume. Yes, this is also the work done by the fluid to reject the layer of fluid from the control volume, है ना। यही वो वर्क होगा, अगर मैं यहां पे भी एनालिसिस करूंगा then it will comes out to be same as the flow work. So this is termed as the flow work. Flow work is what? This is the energy which is coming into the control volume in the form of work, because the work, this boundary, the this fluid is crossing the boundary with which have a energy in terms of work. So this is known as flow work and the unit is given by kilojoule. किलोजूल कैसे, ये हमने पहले भी देखा है. प्रेशर इज व्हाट, पास्कल, और पास्कल को हम क्या लिख सकते हैं, न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर, एंड दिस इज वॉल्यूम मीटर क्यूब. सो ये क्या हो जाएगा, मीटर. सो दिस इज न्यूटन मीटर. So it is joule. Newton meter is joule. So it can be written as kilojoule or joule. Okay. So P is what? The pressure. P is what? Pressure exerted by the fluid element on the piston. This fluid element will also give a reaction to this piston, which is assumed piston. ये यहाँ पे कोई piston है नहीं, ये हमने just assume की for the analysis. Okay, so this can be visualized as a layer, the combination of fluid particles. और अगर हम उसको एक piston की तरीके से समझें तो हम उसको analysis में ला सकते हैं that W will be equals to P into V. Okay, so this is the flow work which will be always in each and every case when a fluid comes into the system and leave the system. This work will always be there, because without this the fluid cannot enter the control volume. Okay, so this is a flow work, concept of flow work. Now this flow work, if this flow work will, हुआ क्या, साइंटिस्ट ने देखा कि एक तो जो फ्लूइड है वो उसकी खुद की एक इंटरनल एनर्जी होगी, वो हमने देखा ही है ना, कि उसकी इंटरनल एनर्जी के क्या क्या पार्ट्स होते हैं, वो इंटरनल एनर्जी भी होगी, और उसके पास हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ फ्लो वर्क होगा ही होगा अगर फ्लूइड को एंटर करना है किसी भी सिस्टम में, ओपन सिस्टम में. सो उन्होंने क्या किया, इन दोनों क्वांटिटीज को का समीशन एक क्वांटिटी बना दिया जिसको कहा गया एंथैल्पी. नाउ दिस क्वांटिटी will be termed as enthalpy of the flowing fluid. So this property can directly be measured, and this is given by U plus PV. That is how the enthalpy term is generated, or this is found. Okay, so enthalpy is given as this internal energy of the fluid, internal energy of the fluid, plus the flow work that is done, or that flow work that is always there to input or to exit the flowing fluid from the control volume. Clear? Now if we understood what is the enthalpy, and we have understood what is the mass conservation for a flow system or for a open system, now we need to understand what is the energy analysis or energy balance of a flow system or a open system. So it is basically energy balance of open system. And open systems are what? Open systems are those systems which anchored with the exchange of mass and the heat. Heat will and mass both will cross the boundary of the system. Now for understanding the energy balance of a flowing fluid, first of all take a open system, that is, consider this is a chamber. This is a chamber in which some fluid is coming into the chamber and leaving the chamber from the exit. This is the exit of this chamber, and this is the input of the chamber. Now fluid is coming from this and going out from this, and the mass flow rate through which it is coming is m dot 1, and it has some what velocity, suppose v1, and it has some head with respect to some datum, that is, suppose this is your datum and it has a potential energy also, so that is z1 and that is z2, and mass m2 dot, mass flow rate, velocity V2 that has a also has a energy, this has a change of mass. If I take a if I want to analyze this system, I have to take a control volume which has a boundary as this, shown by a green dotted lines. This is the control volume because we have to separate our system from the surrounding. Okay, so this is your boundary of control volume, and this is your control volume. We want to analyze our control volume only. Okay, so what are the energy coming in and what is the energy change of this system, will analyze on the basis of that. Okay, now this is the change of mass of the system and change of energy of the system. Okay, if we analyze this system on the basis of first law of thermodynamics, for energy balance, it says that the energy coming into the system and energy going out of the system will be equals to the energy change of the system. Okay, if energy coming into the system can be written as that, suppose this control volume also exchanging heat from the surrounding, that is Q, and also work which is going out of the system and heat coming into the system. We are taking an example that Q is coming into the system and W is going out of the system as the flow of fluid taking place through this control volume. Now we are analyzing this on the basis of first law of thermodynamics, and energy balance says that energy input to the system minus energy output of the system will be equal to the energy change of the system. Now what are the energy coming into the system? As we know, the energy coming into the system is what? The mass of the system total into a mass 1 at the input, and the enthalpy. We have understood that it has some internal energy and also flow work, so that can be written as enthalpy. So that is the enthalpy at the inlet plus some kinetic energy at the inlet plus some potential energy at the inlet. These are the energy which is coming into the control volume through this mass. Understand? Now, plus some heat coming into the system. So Q is coming into the system and heat input to the system is positive. That is why I have written is positive. Clear? So these are the total energy which are coming into the system. Now what are the energy going out of the system? Energy going out of the system are M2 into similar H2 plus some kinetic energy plus some potential energy and the work done by the system. Okay, and work done by the system is also positive. So these are the energy interactions which are coming into the system and going out of the system. If this flow is not a steady flow, then this equation will be applied for analyzing the energy balance of this control volume. Okay, now if we want to write in terms of flow rate और रेट फॉर्म, है ना, अगर हम इसको टाइम के बेस पे एनालिसिस करना चाहें, then how the equation can be written, that the total energy per time coming into the system to the total energy per time going out of the system will be equals to the change of energy with respect to time. Okay, now this dot shows the rate. Okay, and now if we need to find out the energy input in terms of rate to the control volume, will be equals to mass flow rate coming into the system H1 plus V1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus Q dot. Okay, so this heat has to be in terms of rate also. Okay, if we are writing total equation in terms of rate. Similarly, we can write the energy rate out of the control volume. This is the mass flow rate. If mass flow rate will multiply, it gives the energy in terms of rate plus the work rate of work out of the system. So that is how you can analyze a system based on the energy balance of first law of thermodynamics. Now, if this system which we have taken is a steady system, or the flow which is occurring through a system is a steady flow. For steady flow, as we know, the delta E, the change of the delta E must be zero, or we can write the energy change of the system with respect to time should be zero. Yes or no? Energy analysis for steady flow, and steady flow says that the energy should not change with respect to time. It is also the property. Okay, so we can write the energy change of the system is zero. So this equation will reduce to what? The energy input to the system in term or rate, in terms of rate, will be equals to the energy out of the control volume. This is the equation which is mostly used to analyze the control volume or open system for energy balance. This is for open system under steady flow. ओके, अगर स्टडी फ्लो है देन दिस इक्वेशन इज वैलिड फॉर एनर्जी एनालिसिस. ओके, दैट energy input to the system should be equals to energy output out of the system. So we can say again, in case of this example, similar example that we have taken in previous slide, that if this is a duct through which the flow is taking place, and this flow is a steady flow, this is a steady flow, then what will happen? That mass flow rate which is coming into the system and mass flow rate going out of the system has to be equal. Yes, so mass in should be equal to mass out. Okay, so first is mass balance for a steady flow. Okay, now as we have understood all the energy coming into the system and going out of the system, we can write the equation, total equation, that m1 dot into h1 plus v1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q will be equal to what? m2 into h2 plus v2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus w. So this is what the equation of energy balance. Now we know that if we write this equation should be in a uniform or यूनिट होमोजीनियस, है ना, कि दोनों साइड LHS एंड RHS दोनों साइड की यूनिट्स सेम होनी चाहिए. सो यूनिट कन्वर्जन, यूनिट बैलेंस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन दिस इक्वेशन. यहीं पर हम सब लोग गलती करते हैं. अब देखिए इसकी यूनिट बैलेंस कैसे करनी है. दिस हैज टू बी इन रेट फॉर्म, सॉरी, दिस हैज टू बी इन रेट फॉर्म. यूनिट बैलेंस कैसे होगा? दैट द यूनिट ऑफ दिस Q डॉट दिस इक्वेशन शुड बी if the mass flow rate is what in kg per second, है ना. तो ये इक्वेशन किस में आनी चाहिए? ये आनी चाहिए वॉट में, है ना, या इसको क्या बोलेंगे? जूल पर सेकंड में, है ना. कैसे? देखिए, दिस इज kg पर सेकंड एंड द एनर्जी, एंथैल्पी की यूनिट होती है किलो जूल पर kg केल्विन, sorry, not kg Kelvin, it is kilojoule per kg, and V1 by 2, this is also a kinetic energy, and kinetic energy अगर हाफ mv स्क्वायर करो तो वो जूल में आती है ना. kinetic energy is half mv square, this is what? Joule, and this is if I have taken mass flow rate, then it comes out to be joule per second. तो ये क्या हो जाएगी, अगेन किलो जूल, और किलो ना लिखें अगर हम दोनों साइड कहीं पे भी किलो ना लें, तो जूल पर केजी, दिस इज ऑल्सो जूल पर केजी, दिस इज ऑल्सो जूल पर केजी, again plus this has to be in what, joule per second, अगेन दिस इज ऑल्सो सिमिलर टू दिस, है ना, तो ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं मेरे को। तो ये इक्वेशन जो है वो RHS अगेन इसके इक्वल होना चाहिए, तो आना क्या चाहिए, जूल पर सेकेंड। सो हर क्वांटिटी को हमको बैलेंस करके चलना है, दैट इट विल बी इन जूल पर सेकेंड और जूल पर मिनट, वॉट एवर, है ना। सो द यूनिट बैलेंस हैज टू बी देयर। Okay, so this is the equation which is used to analyze the open system for a steady flow. Understand? Now if we try to analyze that what is the energy balance for a closed system and what is the energy balance for a open system, we can write that for known flow process or for closed system, the energy per unit mass, this is what, the energy per unit mass can be written as the internal energy of the system, kinetic energy that is coming into the system, plus potential energy that is coming into the control volume. So this energy is the summation of these energy. Okay, now for known flow flowing fluid, then this energy can be written as the flow energy, internal energy, kinetic and potential, and this the summation of these two energy is always taken as the enthalpy of the fluid. Clear? So this is the overview of both the system, the energy for a flowing fluid and for non-flowing. Clear? So that is what today we want to learn, that the energy balance of a open system, how the energy balance equation can be formed, and what are the important aspect of that, and what is the concept of flow work and the enthalpy. We have understood that the enthalpy will always be the summation of internal energy and the flow work, and this flow work will always be there for the problem of flowing fluid. Whenever there is a problem of flowing fluid, then only there will be a flow work associated with that at the input and at the output of the flowing. Understand? So for today it is uh, completed, that we have understood the concept of first law of thermodynamic for open system. If you have any query related to this or doubt, you can comment below. Thank you.